All right, Blue Box and Abandoned. Where do I start with them? I was very excited for the conspiracy theories that were talked about with this company. And I love conspiracy theories. Doesn't mean that I believe them. I just love to talk about the potential and the possibilities. Those are always a fun debate. Of course, it always turns out that you're wrong. This is not connected to Silent Hill or Kojima in any way. They more and more seem to be more of an indie company trying to work on a legit game, possibly horror. Now, we all know they have been working on somewhat of an interactive trailer that they wanted to release on the PS5 PlayStation Store. And this is supposed to work with the controllers. You're supposed to feel the haptic feedback and all that and such. And they made a big deal that this is the way they wanted to go. They didn't want to do some run of the mill usual trailer that they could post on YouTube, which, to everyone's request, just do that. Just release a trailer so we can see what this game looks like, what it's about, what is going on. What is this game? And the day comes and they delayed it. And they said, it'll come when it comes. And that was pretty much it. They gave us another date eventually. And the date comes, which is very recent. I believe it was August 10th. And again, nothing. Apparently, the developers have said they had an issue with the engine, I guess it was, or a glitch, or something wasn't patched properly. So they couldn't release it on time and they waited a couple days. I waited patiently on Twitter, watched all their updates on Twitter, and they kept on saying, "Hey, we just need to patch this. So keep in mind, we're a small company. We're a small company. We're small developers, but we're very passionate about this." The whole spiel that a lot of indies say, we're very passionate about this project, but they really have been giving us nothing for weeks, if not months. So finally, they release this trailer, this interactive trailer that everyone is so hyped about. Finally, gonna get to see what this game is. And what they released is a maybe 10-second trailer of something they already released on their Twitter page before. The disappointment on everybody, including myself, uh, I've never felt so trolled in my life. Never. I went through the whole thing with Hello Games when they told us that this was the perfect game when No Man's Sky was out. I've been through Cyberpunk and dealt with that and still willing to give them a try at some point. And Blue Box gives us the same thing that we had already seen. And I guess this was the problem that they had, was they had to patch this in somehow. Now, this might seem like something that a very small company might do. They don't know what they're doing, the marketing, their talking, their social media presence, the making of their game or their trailer or whatever it may be. Um, a lot of that can be looked past if this was their first time doing it. I have run into quite a few articles and quite a bit of information myself, which anyone could look up, that Blue Box has a reputation of doing this. And that makes me wonder, are these people just scammers? Are they trying to create some buzz to try to get our money and then disappear? Are they trying to legit make something, but they just really don't know what they're doing? Uh, their Twitter feed, which was very suspicious at the time when it happened. Their Twitter feed, once they had to apologize to everyone because they couldn't release the trailer on time and they had to patch things up and they kept people updated. It was a long chain of Twitter posts from them. And of course, everyone's going to complain. Everyone's wondering what the hell's going on. Some people are defending, some people are criticizing. Lots of things going on in these threads, and that's when people start to post these links to legit journalism, legit websites that talk about the habits that Blue Box has had before with games not being released, never ever being released, and even having some issues with games that had been released but were given to other companies, and they kind of still took the credit in a sense. Um, yeah, a lot of suspicious activity. Those Twitter feeds, those posts, all those responses deleted. As soon as they patched the game up, they deleted all the posts that of them apologizing, and which of course you delete all the posts of people responding to all the apologies and the patch updates and things like that. So there's a lot of information out there that was, lost, because nothing's never lost in the internet. And it just raises a lot of red flags that they would do this. They deleted something that just shows that they're trying to hide their mistakes, or they're trying to hide the suspicion that they're not really what they say they are, game developers, maybe. I This actually makes me more obsessed with this company. And it's not even for the game anymore. I don't care about the game. I don't think it's ever going to come out. I don't think that's anything legit. I think these guys are just after your money, maybe a Kickstarter. Maybe they're trying to find some publishers to fork some money out, and help them along with either this endeavor or future endeavors. This is crazy shit. These guys are trolling the gaming industry hard. And I think it's funny. I think it is funny. Uh, I think it's horrendous. I still think it's funny though. I don't know if they're stealing anybody's money, and I hope they're not. I think that's an awful thing to do, and I hope these guys get what's coming to them if they end up being criminals in some sort of way. Not to say that they are, but if they are, I hope they get found and tried. And I don't know. I find it really interesting that this they could do something like this and still get away with it. And surprisingly, after the patch was released and the trailer was out, a lot of people vented a little bit, and now they're kind of off the radar, and kind of just it's kind of just whatever now. But people are still wondering what the hell is going on, and I myself included. This game reminds me a lot of, and I can't remember what the company name is, but they made some religious games that never saw the light of day, which was, the Jesus simulator. I think it's called I Am Jesus, and they had the Pope simulator. I'm pretty sure it was just called Pope Simulator, and it's you playing this religious figure, and you do the things that those religious figures have done throughout their life. With Jesus Christ, you do the water into wine stuff. You do the not resurrection, but the healing of illnesses and things like that. And I've seen the trailers for these games, and I never once thought that they were legit games. Just looking at these trailers, because the trailers are so bad and the gameplay looks so unrealistic that it looked like it was just a CGI game. It wasn't actual gameplay, but they played it off as gameplay, and I know it wasn't. So, which is why I was very skeptical about those games. And I was right. They never released those games. Those games never came out. They only generated buzz for their company, I think, or maybe for religious awareness. I don't really know. Who knows? Who cares? But I kind of see this in the same way, Blue Box, that is. And I'm fascinated of where this is going to go next. I really, psychologically, I want to know how the community handles everything that's going on with Blue Box. And it makes me furious, but interested in what's happening with this company. Is this legit or not? Is this a scam or not? And how are people going to handle it? I can't wait. And are you obsessed with this at all, or do you care at all? Have you looked into it? Have you stopped caring? Please let me know, because I legit want to have a conversation about this. It's a funny topic that I, in all my years, of just me being a gamer, have never dealt with something like this or seen anything like this before. So it's a funny topic, and I want to know anybody else's opinion about it as well. Let's have a talk about it, and we'll maybe talk about it again when we have any updates in the podcast. We have our podcast live every Thursday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. on Twitch, and I'll also post the episode on YouTube about a day or two later, so you guys can see that and comment on it as well. Join in the conversation, join in on the fun, because we play some games as well. We do some drinking, we just let loose and give our honest opinion about everything. Join us live Thursdays. Leave a link in the description, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode.